Good afternoon. This is JC the hippie. I am going to over record this because I watched it on YouTube. Now that it's on TikTok, I'm going to over record it and let you watch it. This is a very interesting video.
You cannot make this up. Some Donald Trump voters are already regretting their votes, and it has not even been a week. Now they are finding themselves in panic mode as they begin to realize how disastrous Trump's policies will be for them. Businesses are already taking drastic measures to try to counteract Donald Trump's promised tariffs, slashing jobs in the United States. And this is just the beginning, folks, so buckle up. And don't say we didn't warn you. My name is Brett Meiselas here with the Midas Touch Network. Be sure to hit subscribe and help us get to 3.5 million subscribers. Let me show you this from the Google Trends. They track what people are searching. And you could see that during the election, the night of the election, what was one of the top searches? Change my vote, or how can I change my vote? You could see the spike right here on this trend graph, which it spiked that day. And if you look at the actual specific states, the interest by sub-region for this search, you see that there are some states that are pretty important in the election. You see at number 1, Oklahoma, number 2, Utah, but then you see number 3, Wisconsin, number 4, Pennsylvania, number 5, North Carolina. Now that is instant regret that we are seeing. And those weren't the only types of searches that people were making the night of the election. Here's another one. Are tariffs bad? It was a popular search term. You could again see it spike right around the time of the election and on election day and election night. And you could look at the popular sub-regions too where this post was made. You could see number 1, West Virginia, number 2, Minnesota, number 3, Michigan, number 4, Iowa, and number 5, Pennsylvania. You know, I don't think people quite realized, maybe because the corporate media wasn't covering this often. I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe they were just so distracted by
Because they're so damn stupid. Our country is full of ignorant assholes who have not gone to school, and our schools have let us down. But those fucking ignorant assholes should damn well know what a tariff is. Everybody should know what a tariff is. It's a tax. It's a tax on the import. Just like when you buy something in Mexico, it's valuable, you bring it to the United States, you got to pay tax at the border to get it in the United States. That's a fucking tariff, you bunch of imbeciles.
Donald Trump's antics, but a lot of these voters did not realize how damaging Donald Trump's tariffs would be to them. They thought that it was a tax on China and not on themselves, and that it wouldn't lead to higher prices for themselves. And Walter Masterson, who's an incredible comedian, who's here on YouTube, make sure you follow him, make sure that you're subscribed. He's a great TikTok account too. Make sure you follow him everywhere. He did this amazing piece where he interviewed a small business owner and a Trump supporter about tariffs. And the guy at first clearly did not understand what tariffs were and how they would affect his business. But as Walter explains it to him, you could see his reaction change throughout the video. You could see this guy, the instant regret just in his face by the end of this video. Watch this.
I'm voting for the man that's going to take America back, baby. Donald J. Trump, man.
What's one of your biggest issues?
Probably going to be inflation, because I sell T-shirts and all that stuff.
Your T-shirts are made in the USA?
No, my blanks, no. See, that's the thing Trump's talking about. If we tax them, hit tariffs, the same item they're making over there will cost the same to make over here.
We pay the tariffs.
Well, the companies pay the tariffs, not us.
China doesn't pay the tariffs. We do when they come in.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like if I'm buying 1,000 shirts from China and there's a tariff on it, I'm paying the tariff.
Well, no, whoever's getting it imported in is going to pay the tariffs.
Yeah. I'm the business owner. I'm paying the tariff. China doesn't pay it. I pay for it.
Well,
like if I'm the business owner and I buy 1,000 shirts,
I see what you're saying.
China's not Jolly. So I'm trying to explain.
Who pays the tariff? They're paying the tariff.
You think that? You believe that?
I was trying to say, because I sell merch as well.
I sell you something for $10, right? You're going to sell it to him for $20.
Exactly.
But then I make you pay me $15 for it. Are you still going to sell it to him for $20?
Am I going to sell it to him for $20?
If I raise the price $5.
Oh, it's going to have to go up.
Right.
So yeah, the consumer foots the bill.
Have a good day.
I mean, just brutal. I mean, if more people knew about that, if more of his supporters actually knew about that, how these policies are going to affect them personally, I'm not quite sure they would have voted in the same way. Here's what Mark Cuban has to say about the current situation due to Donald Trump's election. Mark Cuban writes, right now, every company that imports from China is taking all the cash they can muster and buying up as much as they can and stuffing it in a warehouse in anticipation of the tariffs creating accelerated demand for imports. That money would have been used for expansion, raises, bonuses, and other operational elements. Because cash is relatively expensive and it costs money to store inventory, those companies will increase prices as if they had paid the expected higher tariffs. On the flip side, companies that export are expecting retaliatory tariffs. So they are calling their Chinese buyers and begging them to do what American companies are doing, buying up all they can. Sounds good, more sales now, except they have to accelerate buying up all the components in the bill of materials, which may be at a constant price today, but if other companies need those components, the price goes up. When those retaliatory tariffs hit, the companies have to pray that the companies in China they sell to can afford their products, or far worse, possibly the Chinese government tells them, if they can, to stop buying from the USA altogether. This is all happening right now. And then Mark Cuban says, if anyone has examples of this, I would love to see them in the replies, and I'll also extend that to you over here. I would love to hear if you have any examples of this as well. To that point, here is a post that we have seen that is outlining this exact issue. This individual writes, results have already started. This is from an American woman today. My husband works for a small manufacturing company here in southwestern Pennsylvania. That means most employees are Trump voters. When the president of the company sat them down today to tell them their annual Christmas bonus would not come this year because they now need to purchase at least a year's worth of products prior to January 21st due to the proposed tariffs they did not understand. My husband said that their president had to explain what a tariff is and how it will directly hurt their company. They all thought the foreign company paid the tariff. This is the level of ignorance voting against their own interests here in Pennsylvania, where we failed American women and children the night of the election. Here's another story posted by John Cooper. Cooper writes, my MAGA neighbor 5 minutes ago, quote, I just read that tariffs are going to raise prices for stuff. I don't get it. I thought China was going to pay them, end quote. I explained how tariffs work. I wish you could see the look on the guy's face when it sunk in. So much ignorance out there. And I want to make it clear right now, the current state of the U.S. economy, maybe bookmark this, screenshot this, because you know that MAGA is going to try to take credit for Joe Biden's economy before Donald Trump destroys it. As this person lays out, MAGA, as of today, inflation is at 2.1%, unemployment is at 4%, GDP is 3%, manufacturing is booming and only getting better. The economic boom you're about to credit to Trump was brought to you by Joe Biden. And when it crashes, that will 100% be on Trump. Here is another woman online that is sounding the alarm that Trump's threatened tariffs are already causing her small business to pay more. And I want you to keep in mind, this is not a Trump supporter, but she is explaining how these tariffs are already affecting her own business and therefore how they are affecting businesses already throughout the country. Watch this.
So it's already started. I import products from overseas, products that are made of materials that are not produced here in the U.S. They haven't been produced in the U.S. for, 50, 60 years. So no matter how much I wanted to pay, I could not get these materials here in the U.S. And all of my manufacturers have sent me emails letting me know that because Trump was elected and he has threatened tariffs, all of the pricing will go up in January in anticipation of these tariffs. So the goods that I buy will cost me more money, not the other country, and then I will have to raise prices that I sell them at to make that up. So it's already started, and for people who didn't realize what a tariff was, you're about to find out, okay? Because it's going to affect everything that you buy. Because
that's enough. This is JC, St. Louis Lulz the Fun. He'll be saying pox and more, Jack. Keep on trucking.